Hi, my name's Keeley. I'm a Cuddle Therapist and a Boundaries Against That educator. And today we're talking about embodiment. Do you know what that is? Have you ever heard of it before? In my work and in my professional life, that word gets used a lot, embodiment. But I also don't see it defined all that often. And I'll say this, if you go to Google or if you go to YouTube and search embodiment, there are probably other people who are going to explain it better than I can. But for the people who come across my channel, I want to give the opportunity to explain it because it's something that's really important to my work. And also my perspective on it might help understand what I do a little bit better. So if you're curious about what cuddle therapy is, I do have other videos on that. You can click the link. But today, again, we're talking about what embodiment is and why it's important to cuddle therapy. Embodiment, as best as I can describe it, is the practice of listening to and getting in touch with the sensations in our body. Oftentimes certainly in this culture, certainly in the West culture, we experience the world very much in our head. Can you relate to the phrase like a racing mind or loud brain? Or when people describe the feeling of overwhelm or like thinking too much, that often describes many people's experience most of the time. And I think it's also really common for us not to really check in and feel and it's about taking the time. It's about slowing down. Our life is often really fast-paced, and it is hard to carve out time. It can be hard to carve out time to slow down. But what happens when we slow down? And notice our breath. And notice how our chest rises and falls with our breath. You feel the sensation in our body. You can feel our lungs expand. You might feel your weight supported by the chair you're in. You might feel cool air on your skin in whatever room you're in. You might notice sensation of varying temperature. If you're wearing something warm or wearing socks or not wearing socks. You might notice hunger if your tummy is grumbling. That's all it is, right? It's that pause. It's that pause to take our attention and focus it on what's happening in our bodies. That's embodiment. It's the practice of bringing that online. Why is that relevant? Why do we need to do that? Why is that good to do? Forget need. Why is that even beneficial for us to do? Well, we have so much information and knowledge and wisdom in our body, and that might sound like a spiritual thing I'm saying, when there's wisdom in our body. But it's actually even a scientific thing I'm saying. The study of, for instance, the vagus nerve. It's a nerve that interconnects all of our internal organs. The main center of it runs right down our sternum, and it connects all of our vital processes to our brains. And it has so much information that's passed through it, and it doesn't have a language center. So while it isn't processed in our brains like words or pictures would be, it sends just as much information as thoughts, as ideas. And when we stop and listen to it, we get the second half of the picture of us, of our wellness, of the story of what's going on with us in any moment. And when we can connect to that, when we can connect to the physical feeling in our bodies, we live more complete lives, more fulfilled lives. I also want to acknowledge that depending on people's histories, depending on people's experiences, it isn't always safe to connect to our bodies. It's not always a comfortable experience, and that's valid. It's okay if that isn't a practice that happens for you or someone every day or that often. And it is also true that the more we can practice it the more it can feel safe, the better picture of us we have. And we are worth knowing. All of you is worth knowing. I hope that helps understand a little bit more about what embodiment is, or how I describe it, or when I'm saying embodiment in these videos, what I mean. I hope that helped. If you liked it, or if you're curious to learn more about it, please like and follow and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. It's definitely a way that you can support me. So thank you. Bye.